another Tuesday. Welcome in to another edition of Man Media with Common Sense Bucks. Man, how are you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling excellent, man. It's good to be back on another Tuesday. They know what time it is, man.
Yeah, hey, listen, we got a good one today. We got a good one. So we going over the first four games of the season. We gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying? Give our expectations. We got some questions that's gonna be asked about each and every one of these games, man. So as y'all come in, man, make sure I hit the like, share, subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell so when we go live, you know what time it is, man. Right on time, just in time. Coach Dre in the building, man. What's going on, Coach Dre?
What's happening, so what's happening, man? Just getting out of practice, man, trying to get to the house, man. Just getting out of practice. It's football time, so I'm pumped, but just getting out of practice, man. So glad to be on the Tuesday night with you guys.
Coach, drop off and come back on, man. You sound like you in the portal, man. You sound like you in the portal. Coach Dre will be back, man. So the question that's posed, right, in the chat, right, that it's gonna be dropped. Can Colorado start the season 4-0? That's the question, right? So hey, drop a comment, let us know. Do you think Colorado can go 4-0? But we gonna answer that question later. We gonna answer that question later. Because I know we gonna get into that. And I want to make sure that everybody's, ready to go in this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna make sure that we good on that part. But to kick this thing off, man, do you want to get into Coach Marion's, article about the association, or we can come back to that last?
Let's deal with the article. I haven't had a chance to read it, so we'll give people more time to get in here before we get into the main debate tonight. But what's going on with the article?
Okay, so I'm glad you said it. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna pull it up for you.
So while you do that, man, we already got some early birds in the chat. Rob J4449 says, "Let's get it." He says, "Hey, everybody, hit the like button." Oh, yeah, that's just good manners. Hit the like button. Domesticles, as per usual, is in the house, says 4-0 in September. All right, Rob, before we even start talking, the people already got their record predictions.
They do, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and read this thing, so you can get a real clear edge. Now he's comparing. So this is I'm gonna give you a glimpse of what was really going on. So, um, he was talking about Texas offensive line, right? When he coached at Texas versus the offensive line currently constructed at Colorado right now. So I'm gonna let you read it so you can see. And for the folks at home, some of you may have seen this, some of you will not. But there's an article that come out because you know what time it is. You know that we're getting close to football season, and you know what time it is. So you know everybody's got a story about Colorado trying to pull something over, trying to find a way to see if they can divide the team before the fall camp start and all this type of things. But comment, I'm gonna let you
Yo,
go ahead and read it to the people so we know what's going on.
Sean No Notes. Good to see you, my brother. That's how you say hello now, huh? You come in here and just tell me not to talk crazy. All right, man. I feel you. All right, so here's the article. And this is a quote of Brennan Marion. It says, "Obviously, being in the Big 12 before, when I was at Texas, I know other than Texas Tech, it hasn't drastically changed as far as the players," Marion told The Athletic. Oh, is The Athletic getting quotes out of Colorado now? What's going on? You know they're
That's how
gonna
you know. I,
post this one.
Now you know that's how the article became messy because guess who? That's who dropped the article. Just
See what
saying.
I'm saying? Okay, so guys, we're gonna do a little media literacy here, right? Just in that little quote, it also represents why maybe he said it, but look who published it. Okay, why of everything they might have said in that conversation, the Athletic is choosing to publish this. So media literacy is very important. Next, it says our O line is better than what we had at Texas, other than we don't have number 9 pick in the 2025 draft, Kelvin Banks. Offensive line wise, we are better than we were at Texas. We're bigger, we're more physical. This will be the best offensive line that I have ever had. End quote. That's what he said, Rob.
What do you think? So get your comments because he clapped back at him. But I'm gonna wait before I put this up here on the screen. I just wanted to see how you feel about this part first.
Yeah. So what I feel about it is the fact that he says obviously. So he's not just speaking about something he doesn't know, right? So he's coached in the Big 12, and he coached probably on the best team in the Big 12 when they were in the, perennial best. I'm not saying Texas has like every year they need to be the best, saying perennially competitive Texas football. And he says, I know other than Texas Tech. Now, why would he mention Texas Tech here, guys? Because in the era when he was at Texas, it was about blue blood programs. They got the best players. Did they pay players? Of course. Wasn't the NIL era. So when he says, I know other than Texas Tech, what has changed before the era where Texas dominated? And why is he saying that Texas Tech is the only other team he knows that can compete for top players? Well, it's because they got that bag. So when he says all other things being even, namely the bag, player quality has not changed. Because the Big 12 always got the blue chip leftovers, quote unquote, except for Texas Tech right now, who are spending money to make themselves into a blue chip program. So I'm going to let that land right there. Let's just deal with that first half of the quote before we go any further. What you got, Rob?
Coach Ray's back. But when you look, go ahead, Coach Ray.
Man, listen. I told y'all Sunday what it was. Merriman been putting up 35, averaging 35 points, and he's telling y'all this the best talent he done had since he started coaching, being an OC. So what do you believe he's going to do with this type of talent? Again, I told you this offensive line was going to be better because of the guys that they brought in and the guys that stayed. Yeah, we were upset because we lost Seaton, and I understand that, and people can get on here, but one monkey don't stop no show. Okay, and I heard all you people say Gunnar White wasn't going to be able to coach and recruit. Well, he's the top 25 recruiting coach in the nation. And all he's got right now is 5 guys lined up to come in here to replace 5 guys when they leave next year. Brandon Merriman got that swagger to him. He ain't just talking just to talk. Because that ain't what he did. I believe Brandon Merriman is a straight shooter. If it wasn't what it was, he'd tell you. Or he just hush his mouth and just make do with what he has. But when Brandon Merriman is talking and telling you guys that, hey, man, we got what we need here at Colorado, somebody better start taking heat. Somebody better start taking heat. Again, I feel good about at least 10 of those guys up front that could be starters. At least 10. And I've always said I want 13 because I want 3 guys in the backup role ready to go. But I want 5 guys I feel like we don't miss 10 guys I want to feel like we won't miss a beat of this guy in and this guy in. And I think we're there. And I think you hear that from Coach Marion. So I just believe in what he's brought to the table.
Your response coming. Because I'm gonna put Coach Marion's response to this article. I'm gonna put it up. But I just want to know if you got any more thoughts to this before I put it up.
No, man. Let's see his response. I mean, we only dealt with the first half of it. Let's see what he said.
All right. Don't worry about it. Come on, baby.
Yeah, while you do that, big shout out to Robert Woolcock, 2271, straight out of Jamaica. Where you call Kingston? Where you coming in from? John Hernando, 3469, says he's straight out of Tallahassee. Appreciate you being here. All right, is this the quote? This is his response?
This is his response.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and read it, Coach Dre, if you don't mind. He says, and this is Coach Marion here. He says, y'all don't know ball, and it hurts me, but I still love y'all. In 2017, with 7 total offensive linemen at Howard, we average 220 rushing a game. You'll say, okay, it's an HBCU, it's FCS. We ran for 300 yards rushing on the, hold on, what happened? Okay, my bad. My computer lagged on me here. He says we ran for 300 yards rushing on the FBS opponents. Our starting tackles, one was 225 and the other was 280. Can't wait for football season. To assume I don't know trench play when NFL teams use our run system is crazy. But hey, everybody's a guru. Man.
Good thought.
All right. So let's go back to the quote. I hear his response. I just, because I hadn't read both the quote and the response. We'll come back to the response. Let's deal with the rest of the quote. So he's saying people who are taking this and saying he's tripping really don't know ball. So let's go back to the quote.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll flip back to it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, because we got to get the whole quote. Man, Coach Marion is talking his talk right now. He's writing a big check, ain't he?
I mean, the man know football, but you can take it how you want to take it. It's all he was saying is the offensive line that he got at Colorado right now was a lot bigger than the offensive line he had at Texas. All you gotta do is pull it up. I mean, all you have to do is pull up their roster and actually look, compare when Sean Marion was there, when he was the OC, right? What was it? Because this is the original. This was the quote from the Athletic.
So I'm guessing this is where the controversy starts. Not necessarily the first part that we dealt with, which is being in the Big 12 before when I was at Texas. I know other than Texas Tech, it hasn't drastically changed as far as the players. I don't think anybody's arguing with that part of the quote. I think this is where the argument starts, right? Where he says, our O-line is better than what we had at Texas. Other than we don't have the number 9 pick in the 2025 draft, Kelvin Banks. All right. So let's pull up Kelvin Banks. I'm sorry, Rob, and just see. Let's learn a little bit about Kelvin Banks because I don't know him. Like what position on the line he played, and is he saying that Kelvin Banks at his position would be better than our projected starter at that position? I think that's what he's alluding to. Okay, but I think this is where the controversy is. Our O-line is go ahead.
No, I'm gonna pull up who he is. He's just an offensive tackle. He's 2 years in the league from Texas, 6'5", 315. That's all he's saying. We don't have a number 1 overall draft pick, right? We don't have a first round draft pick on the offensive line. That's all he was stating. Outside of that first round draft pick, everything else is debatable. What are you saying?
Okay. All right. So let's take it because I don't know. Like he said, y'all don't know ball. I'm on the outside looking in, right? And if the man on the inside who was at Texas and who is now at Colorado is saying that his line at Colorado is better than the line at Texas, who am I to say he's wrong? Coach Dre, who am I to say he's wrong?
Nobody. Again, here's the thing, and everybody wants what you're trying to say is if you put Jordan Seaton back on this team, then we're saying that this line is definitely more dominant than the line he had, right? Because Jordan Seaton's he's a first round draft pick. But what you're saying is everybody else that we have now is or as good as the guys that he had at Texas. And we know what Texas brings in. Right? So that also goes to he feels confident in the coaching that these young men are getting. And again, then he went back and told y'all what he did again, like I said Sunday, with the lesser. A tackle at 225? Really?
That's a safety. Linebacker.
This man said he had a tackle at 225. And football is football. I don't care how you slice it, guys. And I know that's what everybody want to come in here and talk about. Oh, this HBCU is this, is that. Well, Travis Hunter played in the HBCU. He went to the big boy football. He dominated. Shador Sanders played in HBCU. He went from there to big boy football. He dominated. Silver Craig did the same thing, right? And there's other kids that we have seen come from the HBCU that can play ball. So we can't sit here and say it's lesser. It's just lesser because you guys think so. So this man has done average that kind of yardage with that kind of talent. What do you think I'm gonna do with a guy like Hunter, my guy Soto, with Yaya, with Gooden, Bell, White, Big Bo Hughley, the pancake machine that we just got, the true freshman? So what he's telling you guys is that we're prepared to go out here and do what we have to do. And I got great running backs. But what I'm telling you is all you got to do is give me some kids. I'll coach it up. That's what he's telling you. But now I have the best of the best. And now imagine what I'm going to do with that, because I done showed you what I can do with the lesser.
So couple things to explore here, Rob, because I got a question for you, right? Okay, let's say I read that article and I fall on the side of somebody who is like, no, that is not true. Let's deal with the first possible thing I could be thinking, right? Number one is he's just saying that to be saying that.
Well, I'll take it a step further. When you read this article, because like if you go back to the original, part of it, right? If you're looking at this, you're thinking about Texas in the SEC when he's talking about Texas when they was in the Big 12. That's where your mind goes to, because most people, they see Texas, they're like, oh, well, they're in the SEC. Their offensive line like this. No, he's talking about when Texas was in the Big 12 and what Colorado has right now, currently constructed. The only difference was Kevin. That's it. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying, okay, he's just saying that cannot be a credible statement as like, oh, he's just trying to play the hype man, right? Like, of course he's gonna say he has a better line in Texas, because he don't really mean that, right? But what you're saying is, no, that can't be the case. Is that what you're saying?
That's what most people gonna take it as. It can't be. But when you go look up the numbers of every stop when he's played against, look at his tackles. He just gave you one example.
Okay,
Do you know how hard it is to average 220 yards rushing per game?
Yeah. I mean, listen. That's what people want. That's what you want to assume. And I'm not going to never put that out there, that you think he's saying that just because. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to give a quote. You can ask a question. I can just say, hey, man, y'all show up and we'll show you. But he watches football. He's a studier of the game. He knows what he has. A great offensive coordinator schemes around what he has. He doesn't make his scheme fit. And what Merriman is telling you guys is, with the guys I have, I'm going to make it work. But what I'm telling you is that, again, like Rob said, people get Texas confused like they're SEC powerhouse. They only been in the SEC, I think, 2 years. They were in the Big 12 for the longest. And now you have to come down to the realization that he doesn't have to say anything. So you can take it with a grain of salt or take it for what it's worth, but you have to understand that this man knows the game of football. He knows the X's and O's, and he knows the Jimmy and Joe. And that's what it comes down to. X's and O's and Jimmy and Joe. And he's telling you the Jimmy and Joes on top of the X's and O's. And that's what I take from it.
Hey man, shout out to old school in the building, man. We ain't seen old school in a long time. Old school, man. What's going on, man? He talking to
Okay.
you, coach. He say, Coach Dre, what's up?
What's going
He ain't
on?
been
What's
he
going
ain't
on,
been
old
around.
school?
I see
What's
Common,
happening,
you ain't
coach?
see Common, you ain't ready to old school. I might drop the link for old school to come up here and talk to you now. When we get into this conversation, I know old school gonna want to come talk. So I might drop the link for old school to come up. He gonna talk that
Man,
talk.
old school, new school, everybody can get it, man. It's like, nah, what's up, old school? Come on up here, man. Let's have this debate. All right, so one of his detractors might say he's just saying that just to say that. You guys are saying, well, why would he just say it to say? He doesn't have to say anything. The next thing is, well, how could you presume you haven't seen these guys actually play on a football field? At least you saw the Texas team play so you could do a fair evaluation. These guys have never played together. How could you come to this conclusion? What do you guys say to that?
Most of those guys that we brought in, they have game film. You can go watch it. Go watch Hunter and tell me he's not a top tier offensive lineman. Go watch Bell. Go watch White. Bo Hughley was a true freshman, and he still started games at the University of Georgia. Guys, we didn't go get him off the street. Okay, Soto played for him last year, so you have game film that you can go watch of these young men. So he's not just talking. He's just not talking. But people can take it for what it's worth. But I'm telling you, he's just not talking.
Hey, all I know is, all this talk is gonna come to an end very, 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 very soon. That's all that matters. We are 51 days away from kickoff. If you don't know, we are 51 days away from kickoff, right? That means fall camp is about to start. So you gonna have to buckle your chin strap. You gonna have to get right. You know what I'm saying? And just in case if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'll just drop the video for you.
As soon as you put your helmet on and strap your thing up and stretch, you should be on that. I'm on that. I woke up this morning on that. As soon as this is done, I'm on the defensive coach's ass for touching the quarterback. Since y'all won't do it, I'm on.
So if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? That's just who our OC is. He gonna get on that. You better buckle your chin strap and let's go. So now let's get into this, right? Because that's what the people came to see, right? As we progress from this conversation, right? We're gonna go over the first 4 games in the season. We're gonna give y'all some predictions. And the question of hand is, can Colorado go 4-0 in the first part of the season? And is the first so the first question we're gonna start off is the first four. How important is the first 4 games of this season?
How important is very important. The first game is very important. Every game is important. The next, it's only a big game because it's the next game. It's only a big game because it's the next game. Point blank, period. There's no other way to look at it. It's only a big game because it's the next game. These first 4 games, you got Georgia Tech. It's gonna show where you at. And then after you get Tech, you got Northwestern, who all of a sudden people think is the best thing. That's just sliced cornbread because Chip Kelly calling the offense. And okay, if you think that, no, I mean not Northwestern, but you got the team that you paying to come in here to get you a dub. Then you
What?
got Northwestern,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but again, we're gonna take this thing game by game, and you respect all and you fear none.
Tommy?
Yeah, so quotes like this get you excited, but with experience, you realize that a quote is not going to win a football game. Okay. I
It's true.
love Brennan Marion is confident in his offensive line. I mean, basically, he handpicked it, right? In the transfer portal. These are the guys that he wanted. And I don't think it was just a situation of, well, these are the only guys they could get. Because if you think like, oh, well, these guys are the guys that they could get in the transfer portal, and that's why they went after them. They had everybody's leftovers. then you have every right to say, he ain't got no ground to stand on saying that this line is better than Texas. But what if the opposite of that is true? Which is this man really sat down, like Coach Dre says, watched the film, is a real ball knower, and he handpicked the guys that he has on this line. And when they actually got on campus, they have proved themselves to be who they are. Even though just him giving me that quote doesn't win a football game, it makes me feel more confident about their ability to win football games. Now, what got me even more excited is that he didn't say back at Howard, we threw the ball for 350 yards a game. He said back at Howard, we ran the ball for 220 yards a game. Talk to me, coach. Are we about to see Colorado with a real smash mouth run game? You give me the combination of this quote, the weapons we have on the outside, and a run game, it gives me more confidence that we might at least come out of these first 4 games 3-1. Starts with Georgia Tech. That's going to tell us quite a bit. But there's no reason for this team, with the unit that they have on offense, the offensive coordinator that they have, to not really make a real run at a 3-1 at the end of this 4-week stretch.
Say that again. I didn't finish. I didn't hear what you said. Come say that one more time.
Oh, okay. So my conclusion, I don't know if you heard the beginning of what I said, was I said the quote is not going to win any games, but it gives me confidence that if he handpicked these guys on the offensive line, not as just throwaway guys from the portal, but he was thinking about his offense when he chose them. They showed up on campus and proved themselves to be who they are. Additionally, when he went to rebuttal the critics about people doubting his sincerity or how genuine he was being about his confidence in his line, right? He cites not their ability to pass block, but their ability to run block. What he was alluding to, maybe directly, is not just this line is better, quote unquote, than Texas. This line is better for me as a run first play caller. If Colorado could take Brennan Marion's quote, a run first mindset, and combine that with the weapons on the outside, I think they are positioned well to have a great month of September. 3-1, they could definitely make a run at. So that was the point I was trying to make.
Again, we told people that, but people didn't want to hear that. And so when people say it, when I say it, that Brendan Marion was going to run the ball, oh no, Coach Prime, them going to throw the ball, they're going to throw the ball all over the field. No, he's not. Brendan Marion wants to run the football. Now, he hasn't had the best of the best receivers like last year. He had Campbell and a few guys, but not the caliber of guys like he has when you talk about DeAndre Moore, you talking about Danny Scudero and guys like that. So yes, but I think it's going to be a game by game situation. I don't think he's going to be locked in to say, hey, I got to do this or hey, I got to do that. I don't think that's going to be the option. I don't think that's going to be the option. I think he's going to do whatever fits the mold for the game that week. So again, you have seen these men, these guys, and just go look at their you can look at linemen's ratings and things of that nature. And you got to like what you see from these guys and the reps that they have played already in college football. So again, I feel confident in his confidence in the guys that he, like I say, he's been a football coach. He knows what he's looking at and he's proven. I can see if he was a guy that wasn't proven. He's proven that what he can do with the lesser. So now when you give him this caliber of ball player, I think he can get it done. That's just my opinion.
No doubt. Common, your response?
No, I mean, there's not much to argue about there. I think Coach Dre is describing what we would all like to see as fans, but to our man motivated dedicated. He says, hey, it all sounds good until that whistle blows and the ball is snapped, right? Now, go ahead.
No, man, buckle up that chin strap. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. And
That's how I look at it. Like, man, buckle that chin strap up. Let's ride. We gonna see. We gonna find out, man. Hey, listen, all this talking, hey, man, and all the articles, man, it all sounds good right now. I'm just ready for the show to start because I know how this thing works, right? As soon as that fan start blowing, you gonna find out.
yeah, so let me ask you this then, right? Um, as much respect that we as Colorado fans, or maybe more so me in terms of me kind of making sure I don't allow just a quote or a particular debate to shape my entire outlook for the season.
Long as I don't
Do
say
you
boo.
think, oh my God, do you think that other teams see Colorado on their schedule and provide that level of respect? You know how they say respect your opponent? We're looking at our first 4 games of the season. We're saying, okay, Georgia Tech, okay, but are they on their calendar looking at this Colorado game and giving us the respect that we are due? That's another way of looking at it.
I mean, tell me. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the logic that I always see. Right, to your point, I agree, but also can disagree because when people see Colorado on that schedule, don't ain't nobody coming out there being light about nothing. Everybody know what time it is. They ain't trying to be on the other side of that. So everybody's gonna always give their best effort when they play Colorado. I don't care what the team is. Because the matter you see them a week or two later, that team don't look like nothing when they play against Colorado. People are gonna come out and give their best shot, best effort, because they know everybody is watching that game. But it's okay.
I
Hey,
mean,
you can say, hey, listen, you can say they're not worried about Colorado, but they know if they need to show up for a game, they're gonna show up for that Colorado game. They might not show up for another game whatsoever. They're gonna show up for that Colorado game. So as much as you say don't worry, it's a lot of people who do. Go ahead, Coach. Ray.
again, at the end of the day, we the Ali of our time. Either you love us or hate us, you're gonna show up to watch us. Love us or hate us, you're gonna show up to watch us. But what you don't want to do is be on the back end of a butt kicking from Colorado. Because it's gonna be national news. Everybody gonna talk about it. And you're gonna be frowned upon because this is not supposed to be a good team, and Deion Sanders isn't supposed to be a good coach, right? Any coach worth his salt would not overlook Colorado. Okay? Any coach worth his salt would not overlook Colorado. If you go off of last year, and you can, and I can't knock anybody for going off of last year. But if you're going off of last year, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. I give you a little example.
Hey,
The year before before Gator got the East Side as the head coach, they were 2-8. We took those same kids, the same kids. We added maybe one kid. We took those same kids and went 10-3. Again, it's about how you can motivate a kid, how the team dynamic can change, and what kind of culture you build. Again, Deion Sanders wasn't there last year. I don't care how y'all want to shape it. I don't care how you want to put it. Deion Sanders was not in that building last year this time. He was probably just getting ready to come back because fall camp was coming. He probably just was getting in there, and he wasn't healthy. He's had a full off season to get this thing together, to get it right, to build a top-notch program. so that he can do what's necessary to succeed. So yes, I agree with you that maybe some team, but Georgia Tech, you almost lost to Colorado last year. So I don't think Georgia Tech is sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, we just finna come in here and we world beaters." Northwestern definitely shouldn't be thinking they, overlooking us. But again, you can't tell right now. But again, my motto on anything is respect all, fear none.
No doubt. Hey man, hey, common sense, man. You attracting a lot of people in this chat that ain't been around in a minute. We gonna have some
Oh
great
yeah,
conversations. We gonna have some great conversations moving forward. See this
I
already.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But here's the question, fellas. Georgia Tech opener is a must win as the statement game for Colorado. Is the Georgia Tech game, which is the opener, a must win statement game for Colorado?
I think it's a double-edged sword. Last year, Florida State went out there and beat. I mean, Alabama went out there and got beat by Florida State, and people thought Florida State was back, and Alabama was going in the dirt. And we saw how that went. I believe that they need to come out with a W because of the hype that's going to be around it. The Merriman, the Coach Marv, uh, the names that you added to your roster, the Boo Carters, the Danny Scuderos, Julian Lewis going home, Richard Young, ESPN Lampert, LaFau, and you get what I'm saying. All these names that you added, yes, but again, are you asking Coach Dre, am I going to panic if we don't pull it out? No. Am I going to be hurt? Yes. But do I believe that they're going to win this first game? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I believe that they've had enough time. Coach Marv has shown he can stop. Again, this coach, his offensive philosophy doesn't change. So whoever he brings in to be the offensive coordinator, he's going to have that kind of philosophy that coach has. Right? And so I believe that that's why I say it's a double-edged sword where you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. So if we win, like Florida State did last year, and you get all the hype, now you gotta keep it up. If you lose, you gotta go, you gotta build yourself back up to get back to the pinnacle to play next week to get yourself ready for that game. But I don't want to be on the Florida State end of it, where I go out there the first week, I look like Tarzan, I look like I like we belong, and we finna go blow up this, and we finna do that, and then we fall flat on our face. And Alabama is consistently at what Alabama think they are. So, but I believe that we definitely need to win this game for a lot of reasons. But if you ask me if I'm going to be worried if we don't, I wouldn't, because again, Alabama fans and people told Alabama the sky was falling last year when they lost to Florida State, and they still finished pretty well. So that's just my perspective. Go ahead, Carmen.
It's a must-win game for me.
All right, plain and simple. It's a must win.
It's a must-win game, guys. We are on a 6-game losing streak. I know it's a new team. We ain't won 6. You on a 6-game slide? Then you're gonna start the new season with a loss? Nah, bro. We got to win this game, and it's gonna come to this. Whoever wins this game is gonna be on 2 criteria. Okay. Are we gonna get out coached, or are we gonna get outplayed? Now, some of y'all in the comments are like, we never maximized our potential. when I hear we never maximize our potential, what I hear in that statement is our coaching couldn't get the most out of our players. So, Coach Dre, let me know this Georgia Tech game. If we do lose, are we going to have to get out coached? Or are we going to get outplayed? Meaning the talent on the field was just an absolute mismatch. Talk to me, Coach Dre.
I don't know. I know that Georgia Tech has two great running backs. So I know that our front eight is going to have to be dominant. I don't believe that we're going to be out coached. I believe that if we lose, it's going to be because Georgia Tech was just a better team that day. I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in our players. Again, guys, I hate to tell you that somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to win, even in great football games. Somebody has to lose, somebody has to win. We just gotta play winning football. We just gotta play winning football. But I don't believe we're gonna be out coached because I believe in the system that Coach Marion is running, and I believe in the system that Coach Marv is running. And I believe in the guys that we have, and we have quality backup where we don't have drop off at positions that is key for me. And that's always been my thing. Again, when you go back to that second season, Shador and Travis's final season, we had depth at positions, and that made us better because you could put a Colton Hood in there. There's no drop off at the cornerback spot if Travis needed a break. You could put in our defensive line. It was a great rotation of what we had going on up front. Everybody was eating. And then you went out and found a great tandem in Hill Green and Bentley. And so I feel like we have that this year up front with those guys that we have up front in this linebacker core. I feel good about 5 of the linebackers. 5 of them I feel good about. And so in that secondary is loaded. It's just loaded for bear with guys that have playing ability. So yes, if we lose, I think it'll be because the Georgia Tech was the better team. That they made more plays. Because that's what it's about. Who's gonna make the plays? Who's gonna make the big plays? Santana Moss said it again when he was at Miami. And you hear every now and then that big time players make big time plays in big time games. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for big time players to make big plays in big time games. And that's the Danny Scaderos, that's the DeAndre Moore, that's the JoJo Williams, that's the Boo Carters on defense. That's the Fontenettes. I expect for LaFau and Lamprey to do their thing. So I believe if that was to happen, that's just my take.
It wouldn't be a Tuesday if Boo Carter name didn't come up. Just saying. But I got a real question for you. For you guys, right? How much does the defense need to improve to beat Georgia Tech? Because I know we talk about the go-go offense. Does the defense really need to improve at a significant rate to beat Georgia Tech? Or does the offense just need to make sure that they put up 30-plus points to get the victory?
No, Colorado has to be dominant all around. I mean, Georgia Tech has a culture of winning now. You got to suffocate them. Remember what happened last year? Walk-off touchdown late in the game to close it out. Defense cannot let their foot off their neck the entire game. They got to suffocate them. You cannot let a team like Georgia Tech hang around. Right? You can't let them hang around. You got to put the game away. You got to put it away early, and you got to keep hitting them the entire game. Don't leave it to a 2-minute drill or anything late in the game to try to close this thing out.
So I see this comment, right? And it's like, hey, we can't give up 200 yards on the ground. Well, we can also help the defense by moving the chains, running the ball on offense, and giving the other opposition less opportunities which doesn't allow them to run for 20 yards. So as much as we can put some on the defense, some onus has got to be on the offense. Because if we're moving the ball, we're scoring touchdown, we're helping out our defense. That's the part of the game, right? We talk about the go, 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 go. Everybody talks about the go, go. But then we forget about, hey, man, how much better does this defense really need to be to help us get over the hump to win games?
I mean, we talked about it again on Sunday, guys. We talked about the defense like they were just out there playing trash. The defense were out there giving the ball back to the offense. They were out there playing lights out some games, and offense just like the defense can't get a stop or get a turnover, and in 3 plays they going right back out there. Again, guys, they get tired. And then you constantly putting out there. Those guys can can play back plays and see where they can punch holes in your defense and stuff like that. Now, also, they know you tired. So they're going to be like, hey, they're going to be tired, man. We're going to try this. We're going to try that. So I do believe that we could have been better on defense. Again, I believe that the thing that we depended on a lot last year that we thought was going to be our calling card was the defensive line. They didn't show up. Let's just call a spade a spade. They didn't show up. Our linebacker stayed hurt. And everybody in the secondary stayed hurt. Just everybody. To the point where you had the freshmen out there playing. And I get, why everybody was upset with Merritt and McPherson leaving and things. Hey guys, that's the way of college football right now. But Coach Prime went out and picked some guys that want to come in here, that want to work, that want to put in the work, and they're hungry. Again, if you listen to Ben Fennerseth at the Big 12 Media Day, he told Coach, man, we got to go get guys that's hungry and not guys that's already satisfied. That should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. Coach, we got to go get guys that's hungry and not guys that's already satisfied. And so I believe in Coach Marv and what he's doing. I like what I saw. He had some exotic blitzes. I think he's going to keep quarterbacks guessing. You're not going to know which way they're coming from or how they're coming. And I think that's the biggest thing about this defense. I know that Coach Prime likes to play that man, and I do believe they're going to play man some. But I also believe that they're going to play a lot of zone. They're going to switch it up. They're going to try to confuse you. They're going to show you one thing and be doing something else. So I just like the way that Coach Marv has went about instilling this defense, and he's a teacher of men. He's a teacher of men. And you can see that defense getting gradually getting better this whole spring. And on top of that, you got leaders in these rooms. And I feel confident in these young men and what they're going to do.
Yeah, Coach Jay.
Right.
Can we improve tackling?
Tackling is a want-to thing. Tackling is a want-to thing, Carmen. And that's another thing we talked about Sunday. It was times that Coach Livingston dialed up a hell of a blitz or a hell of a play. And we were back there in the backfield and we just missed the tackles. How can you blame the defensive coordinator for that? You can't.
Man, I whiff.
That's just want to. That's just want to. That's on the guys that's on the football field. Now, I don't think we got guys that shine away from hitting somebody this year. We got guys that want to lay lumber. But again, I still go back to saying we had guys out there laying lumber last year, causing fumbles, giving the offense the ball back. The offense gave the ball right back to the other team's offense. So you can't ask them to play with their hair on fire when you douse some water on it as soon as they do something good to make them play with their hair on fire. So yes, tackling is a want-to thing. Again, guys, there's no college practice you're going to probably go to where you're going to see people taking people to the ground in college. Because you know what? Soon as a kid tears his knee up, does something, breaks something, you the dumbest coach in America because you out there full-fledged tackling. Again, Deion Sanders just showed you what's going on in practice, so you get to see it at Colorado.
They must, Coach Dre, they must have gave Braylon Edwards a waiver.
Oh, Braylon Edwards again. Braylon Edwards played one way, but Shiloh used to do the same thing. But y'all used to see Deion get mad with him when he used to hit like that. And Shiloh, man, it's practice. How we gonna learn? It's practice. But again, Braylon Edwards, he coming down again. I don't think Coach Prime has a real problem with a safety hitting the running back, because most of the time you expect the running back to win. And some of them shots is just bang bang football from Braylon Edwards. So
some of you just can't avoid.
Yeah, you just couldn't avoid it. He played with his hair on fire, and I like that. I like that young kid, and I like what he brings to the table. Again, if I'm anybody starting, hey boy, I better not get hurt. I better not get hurt, because if you get a kid like Braylon Edwards an opportunity to get out there on a Saturday in front of thousands of people, he gonna put on a show. He gonna Shiloh somebody. Like I say, to me, he the head of that gang, new CEO. Shiloh need to come in there and anoint him, because of the simple fact is that kid plays lights out. But again, there's even in high school now, you see even Coach Gator, he tries to teach our young men, hey guys, y'all got to learn how to practice, because when you go to college, if you do that, and you're gonna get in trouble with the coach ain't gonna like that. So it happens everywhere. Colorado just shows it. Go ahead, Common.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. There must be one player on the team that got a waiver, because I ain't got no questions in 2026 about Braylon Edwards as a tackler. Now, you feel me? Because if there's one fundamental area that we cannot see a repeat, defensive football is all about fundamentals in its tackling. We have to be a markedly improved tackling team in 2026. Now, we don't want nobody to get hurt, but some of them run fits look like a team that didn't hit anybody in practice. Look like it was playing two-hand touch in 2025 or flag football.
Again, but Common, I asked you this question: how many running, bro? When you got to put Cam McHale back there, running back, how many running backs were even live? After a while, you couldn't even have. They couldn't have run fit. Who did they have to do it with?
Bro, they couldn't tackle Ron Coleman.
Again, I don't care who you couldn't tackle. Again, what I'm telling you is that's why they call it scout team. It's called scout team because you're supposed to be doing your defense a service by showing them what they're gonna line up against. So like you say, so they can run fit. You getting so slim in practice to where you got to put your starters out there against your guys, and that nobody does that. So who did they have to go against? And I agree with you. It didn't look like we had it. But again, when your offensive line is getting pushed into your linebacker's lap, you're not making no tackles. I said that the first year. I said that this past season. Go look at the tape. Defensive linemen are getting pushed back in, and linebackers can't see. Arguably, the greatest linebacker to ever play the game is Ray Lewis. And Ray Lewis, God bless the dead, he told you the reason he's a Hall of Famer is because of Tony Siragusa. Because Tony took up two guys, he made it easy for me to flow, easy for me to run. He made the lane so simple for me to get to and make tackles. He's the reason I'm as great as I am. That's what linebackers need. Go look at that Vantage Bear defense. And look at how Mike Singletary just ran freely up and down the football field, lane to lane. That's because the defensive lineman, somebody taking up two blocks, you got or somebody's getting whooped. We didn't have nobody doing that for us last year. Alton Walker would give it to us every now and then at defensive end. I won't say that. McNeil played good in spurts, but again, he was another guy. He would get back there in the backfield and just straight whiff. He'd be there. It was games like McNeil, baby, we right there. We got to make that tackle. Nothing would happen. So again, guys, we one hand has to wash the other on defense up front. And then if you ain't getting no pass rush, you can't ask people to guard people for 100 years. In 7-on-7, they give the quarterback 4 seconds to get rid of the football, or it's a sack. So what I'm telling you is the quarterback back there taking a nap, drinking a Gatorade, sipping on some coffee, and you asking DBs to run around behind receivers for more than 6 to 7 seconds, somebody's gonna get open. Somebody's going to get open. And so that's what it boils down to. Go ahead, Colin.
No, I was just we're gonna push forward, right? Cause we ain't got that much time left in the show. When you look at it, we're gonna go ahead and skip Webster State. It's first home game. We already know what should happen, right? But as we get to the next game, Northwestern on the road, is this a potential trap game that we're looking forward to going to Baylor to play the Baylor Bears? Is the Northwestern game a trap game for Colorado? Game 3.
Hey Dre, go ahead and kick it off. I can hear you. I'll be right back.
It could be. If you go in and handle Georgia Tech, and then you coming in off a good win at home against what most people gonna consider a lesser opponent, what you have to do is get these guys, make sure they're refocused, and make sure they understand that this is bigger, as big as a football game as you're gonna play. And again, it's a big game because it's the next game. But it could be a trap game because you could be riding high, and like you say, the media and all the buzz could be back around Colorado. Oh, they beat Georgia Tech. Now they just went out here and beat this school. And Lord forbid Northwestern is undefeated, or they're 1-1, or even if they're 0-2, it's going to be like, oh, is this just a stepping stone for Colorado going into week 4? Or will Colorado overlook this team? And so, yes, it has all kind of dimensions for it to be a trap game. So that's why I keep telling people you can't overlook anybody. You have to play everybody the same. You have to feel the same about everybody that you're playing, because if you don't, you're left in a desperate situation. In a desperate situation, and that's nothing that anybody wants. So, to answer your question, yes, it can be a trap game if Colorado lets it. Like you say, especially if they're what we think they are, 2-0 going into there. But if you're 1-1 because you mess around and you slip and you fall to Georgia Tech, and then you beat this other team, you could be getting your mojo back, feeling good. But you can't let them knock you off your pedestal, because you got to at least be 3-0 or 2-1 going into that week 4 game. So yeah, it has a setup to be a trap game.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be a trap game, but I think I'm just looking here. Well, Northwestern plays in the Big Ten, so they're always playing against top competition, right? Last year they were 7-6, and look at their home record. Of those 7 wins, 5 of them came at home, so they were 5-2 at home or on the road. So just looking at 2025, Northwestern loves to play at home. Right, and so you're gonna be coming off 1 road game, a home game, and now you got to go back on the road to prove that whatever your record is, you can improve on it. Again, just like the Georgia Tech game, the Northwestern game is another opportunity to put the Big 12 on notice, because that's your final out of conference game before you go into conference play. So you have to demonstrate to your conference opponents that after those 3 games, you could play and beat real competition, because your conference schedule is coming, right? And you got Texas Tech and Utah right after you get Baylor. So this is another game that cannot become a trap game for you. It's another game that you got to go out and demonstrate, hey, Big 12, whatever you guys said about us, whatever our preseason ranking is, you got something to deal with in Colorado. I think after that game, especially after the Baylor game, if they're at 3-1, potentially 4-0, the Big 12 is going to be on notice. And I think that this is the type of season that you got to put folks on notice.
Okay. All right. Looking at game 4. Could Baylor be the biggest test of the first month of the season?
Yeah. You got DJ Lagway coming in here. Coming in here, and then you're gonna have Draylon Miller over there. So emotions gonna be high for some of those guys. Emotions gonna be high for Coach Prime. He liked it. Draylon Miller. Draylon Miller was a guy that got close with Shador. He was the only freshman that was invited to come out and catch the ball with Shador on his pro day. So I think it's gonna be some emotions in that game that's gonna have to be in check. But not for a lot of the guys because this is a new football team, so they didn't know Draylon. But for a few of those guys that were there, it's going to be an emotional day. Also for Coach Prime and Coach Phillips and Coach Shaw. DJ Lagway has the potential to be a great quarterback, guys. I had him here in Gainesville. Every city is not built for every guy. Every city is not built for every guy. When you're the University of Florida quarterback, you a guy. You can't walk around campus. You can't go nowhere really, because in Gainesville football is God. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. When the University of Florida played, things stopped, things shut down. And when you're the guy pulling the trigger at the University of Florida, you it's not many places you can go without people recognizing you, your face all up on the billboards and things of that nature. Well, Coach Dre, how would you know? Well, my guy was the quarterback at the University of Florida. Matter of fact, I just ran into him today at Dick's a little while ago. So he's home in the city. When me and Coach Johans was out there because his car had broke down. So I just think that a new atmosphere for him, going to the place where his dad played, a place he knows very well. I think he's a lot more comfortable. Again, he can walk around campus. He can be himself. Again, guys, it's something different. It's just something different about the quarterback at the University of Florida. And so I don't think he was ready for that pressure. And then again, when you stand up for your football coach like he did, again, Billy Napier was going to be fired. Not last year like he did, but the year before. I think it was about game 3 or game 4. They had called an emergency Sunday meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to fire Billy Napier that Sunday. And DJ Lagway said, if you fire him, I'm not playing anymore and I'm going in the transfer portal. And what people don't know is, just like what Andre is doing here for Colorado, when Lagway committed to Gators, he went on a hunting spree. So most of those guys that came there, they came there because of DJ Lagway. And that's why you saw when DJ left, a lot of other kids left from University of Florida. Because they came there because they want to play with DJ Lagway. But their coach is on the hot seat. So week 4, he could be looking at he could be looking at the same kind of thing if Baylor hasn't won football games like they should. Because that coach is the guy that's on the hot seat. They're looking for some kind of result. And so if he doesn't get the things done that needs to be done, Lagway could be in a similar situation. But we can't take those guys lightly. I think they're gonna give us everything they got. Hey guys, that was one of the games that we had to pull out by the hair on our chinny chin chin. So Baylor feels like they can beat us. They don't think they're coming here to play a lesser football team.
Baylor definitely wants some get back. The Hail Mary definitely wants some get back.
Yeah, they want some get back. It'll be a great atmosphere, I'm sure. It's Texas. It's games like this and good recruiting weekends for Colorado, right? All of those Texas recruits are going to want to come up to Baylor, whether they intend to go to Baylor or not. They're going to be taking their visits to be at that game, especially if Colorado is 3-0 at that time. All of those coveted Texas recruits are going to want to be at that game, and it should be an electric atmosphere. I don't follow Baylor football, but one of the things I look at here that might plague Baylor is depth. Remember, Dre, you always speak to our depth, speak to our depth, speak to our depth. Looking at Baylor's depth chart, looks like they must have spent that NIL money and front loaded it, right? Where they're too deep is stacked, but beyond that is not quite looking like Colorado. So will they endure by the time Colorado plays them in terms of their depth's ability to hold up through those first couple weeks of the season? That might tell us a lot about how that game goes. But again, if the quote we read earlier from Coach Marion holds true, and we're rushing for 200 plus yards in an offense that's capable of putting up 30 points, I like Colorado against Baylor.
I do too. I do too. I agree with what you said. That the depth doesn't look that great. I think a lot of kids are probably scared. Were probably scared to go to Baylor because of the simple fact is they didn't know the situation, and you didn't know the job security for the coach. And so I think that's I was very shocked when Draylon decided to go to Baylor, but I do know the receiver coach, Dallas Baker, the touchdown maker from Right Hill. He played for the University of Florida. And so he has a great coach up there, and they got a great staff that he put together. It's just, can they put it together? I don't know what their first 4 games look like. But like I say, it could be a situation to where that coach is looking in the face of his immortality as the head ball coach at the University of Baylor. Huh?
This will make a break year for the Baylor head coach. So I mean, he's
Yeah,
got to get it done this year. So
yeah, that
like DJ Lagway said, another head coach job. I can tell you that. He got to get it done this year though. So he's kind of on the hot seat. So Baylor is definitely going to be a team that's going to be watched heavily because, like I said, coach on the hot seat. So now that we talked about the first 4 games, now I was trying to get a record prediction. So we're gonna start with game 1. Who you got? Georgia Tech, Colorado.
I got CU by 10.
Common.
I don't have a score for you, but I got CU over Georgia Tech.
All right. Next game, Webster.
I got CU by a bunch. I expect everybody to play. I'm just being honest with y'all. If everybody don't play in that game, then I'm gonna be upset. So I got CU by a bunch with everybody playing.
Yeah, same here. I got them 2-0 at that point.
Okay. Game 3, Northwestern.
I got CU in a nail biter. I think it's gonna be a close one. Because I believe we're gonna be riding high. I think the media is gonna be chomping at the bit, and I believe that Northwestern could be undefeated as well. So you could get a big time following at that game, a game day or something of that nature. But I got CU winning by 3. I got us winning by 3 against Northwestern.
Yeah, Coach Dre, I think it's going to be a real dirty boxing match, holding, biting, whatever. Those teams are going to be scrapping. I like CU, but I think whatever potential vulnerabilities that CU has, that would be enough time to give a head coach opportunity to prepare for it and really be able to counter it. So they would have seen whatever Georgia Tech was able to expose and whatever little Weber State would be able to expose. And I think that would be an interesting coaching battle. But I got CU pulling it out.
SA, you're correct. I did say Western, and I did not mean to disrespect that school like that. It is Weaver. I'm doing three things at one time, but you're right. I did say Western. That's my fault. It wasn't on purpose. All right. You say you had CU?
Yeah, CU. I got them 3-0.
Okay. I'm keeping tabs, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making sure as we go through this, we writing everything down, so we got everything clear. Baylor. All right, the end of the month off, the first month, end off with Baylor.
It's tricky for me right there. That's when I really looked at it, because I got us 3-0. I know I need this win going into, because don't we got Tech next after them? I know we're not talking about it till next week, but who next after them?
That would be.
I cleaned
it. Top of my head.
She pooped again?
Oh, Texas Tech. Yep, homecoming.
Yeah. So again, that's where my mind goes to thinking, if we're 3-0, do we start looking ahead? So I think we're gonna make this game a lot tighter than it is. I think we pull away in the fourth quarter, but I believe that we're 3-0, and that week I want Coach Prime and Merriman and that staff to pull the shutters down, because I don't want us looking at Tech. I don't want us worrying about Tech when you're going to play Baylor. And that's my one key worry about this Baylor game, is that if we're 3-0 and we're looking in front of and maybe Baylor's not as good, say they won, they 1-3, or they're 2-2 or 1-3, something not good, and we don't put our blinders on and focus on that one game. But I got us pulling it out. I got us by about 10 late in the fourth quarter though. It's a nail biter. It's gonna keep you on the edge of your seat. But I got us winning. But the reason I got us not really doing what probably needs to be done is because if you're 3-0 and you got Tech right there in front of them, that's where things for me, it gets tricky. It gets tricky for me. And so but I got CU being 4-0 after week 4, after they play Baylor.
What you got, Colin?
Yeah, I got them 3-1 at this point in the season, and because Georgia Tech is such a must-win, I cannot put that in the loss column. I'm saying there's a potential to slip up here against Baylor. Right.
So CU lost. So Baylor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, man, as you guys see, Coach J got us going 4-0, first 4 games. Common got us going 3-1. We're going to get into the next 4 games next week. All right, we are going to get into the next 4 games after that, which that's where the schedule starts to get a little different, right? Because you have Texas Tech, Utah, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Those are the next 4 games up for next week. So y'all stay tuned, man. Because we're going to get into some talks. We're going to have some conversations. We're going to get into some real conversations about some things that we could possibly see. Because, after you get out to the first 4 games, that's when injuries start to pile up. That's when depth starts to get real tested. That's when people start to have your tendencies on paper and how they want to attack you differently. So we're going to learn a lot about this team. So after the first 4 games, we're going to see how Colorado lines up. And by the end, we're going to have a record prediction. So the way the schedule look like, moving forward for each Tuesday, first 4 games, the middle 4 games, the last 4 games. And then guess what? Where we're at? We're in fall camp. So now we get to talk about fall camp and what we're seeing, what we're not seeing, what may come out, what may not come out at fall camp. So, hey, as we build this season up, y'all just stay tuned. Common, last words.
Oh man, as always, a great show. As always, great conversation. I love to hear Brennan Marion so confident about what he has in that locker room. It gives me confidence. And like he said, hey, listen, some of y'all are just not ball knowers, right? I'm a guy who's done it at every single level. I've done it with lesser talent. And, I must be doing something right because every year or two I get a promotion. Right? Somebody's willing to trust me with more and more of their program. And, he has the big opportunity right now in the Big 12 as an offensive coordinator to position himself for a future head coaching job. So I know he's going to have this team ready to play. A 3-1 start. It's not only a bounce back from 2025. Now we can start having some real conversations about CU being positioned to make a run for the college football playoffs. Is it a little bit too early to talk about that? Yes. Because next week we got to get through another gauntlet of 4 games that are going to be absolutely necessary for them to win to continue the trend. And then big shout out to everybody, man. Like Rob the Man said, there are a couple of people who used to be here, back here, listening to the show. We really appreciate your support. Shout out to Rob the Man, Coach Dre for sharing the platform. And for all of you guys who come over from this channel and check me out at Common Sense Buffs, we do a live show every Saturday at noon. So if you're looking for some Saturday content, man, while you clean the crib, while you mow the lawn, check me out Saturdays at noon, Common Sense Buffs. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. And if you're so inclined, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Coach Dre.
Again, man, it's been another great Tuesday night discussion with some substance and some understanding. Bruh laid out our plan for the next few Tuesdays to get us to fall camp. And it's great, like you say, it's great to see names in here that went missing and we hadn't seen in a while. We appreciate everybody coming back. We're going to be consistent with this content on Tuesday nights. Right now, we are looking probably to do a ladies' night, probably on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And then you know where to find me and Rob on Sundays with our guy Russ on Buff News Weekly on our show. And then, like you say, Common will be on his show on Saturday, so y'all can check him out. And, we'll be in the comments. So that's the day where Coach Dre won't be up on the scene. He'll just be in the comments talking and trying to let my guy host his show and answer any questions so he doesn't have to stop and answer so many questions. One thing I want you guys to do tonight is, man, learn how to forgive and learn how to let go of stuff if it's not helping you. Don't hold stuff in. Talk with somebody if you have a problem. If you're going through something, please reach out to somebody and talk to somebody before you try to hurt yourself or before you hurt anyone else. Because someone out there loves you, someone out there cares for you, and somebody out there wants to see you do your best. And I just want everyone to know that they're loved. We appreciate you coming in here. I know that we're not the people's favorite channel because we're going to always spread positivity and hope. But if we don't spread it, then who else will? You can go anywhere else in the world and catch negativity because that's what sells. But when we come on, we just some nobodies trying to bless somebody, trying to inspire somebody. Somebody might have had a rough day and they can come on here and listen to me and comment and Rob talk and laugh and giggle and show that the world isn't just that cold. I want to give a big shout out to my guy Juju Sports for what he's doing for kids out there in the state of Texas and all over the world. He's doing big things out there for guys. I want to give him a big shout out because he always shows me and Rob the most support and the greatest amount of love. I like to thank Common for even coming up here and joining us and not being too prideful to say, man, I can join my brothers up here and we can put together a show again. A guy, because me and Rob, we don't have no pride. This ain't about can we grow this to the biggest thing on the earth. We just want to talk about Coach Prime in the right way, make sure he's getting seen in the right way, and make sure that these young men, again, are being treated like young men and not like vultures and something that you just want to pick at. So again, we appreciate it. Like I always tell you, if I send no ships out, no ships will come in. And if there's no contest, Nobody can win. Games can't be won if they haven't been played, and prayers can be answered if they haven't been prayed. I am the Don, your man, Coach Drake. That is my brother, Rob the Man, and that's my guy, Common Sense Bucks. This has been another Tuesday night on Rob the Man Media with Common Sense. God bless you. We'll see y'all Saturday and Common, and we'll see y'all Sunday with me and Rob and Russ. God bless you and good night. We'll see you next week.
Boss.